Hello everyone, welcome to another video here on the channel, Chat with Morris. And today, I'm making another video on part 2 of this terrible order that's been put in place. And this is what Governor Abott, Gregg Abott, thinks will get him that political gain by being absolutely cruel to transgender kids. And it's due to the law or the order that's been passed in Texas. It's illegal for transgender kids to now be seeking medical help by a doctor now. Even if you were straight, I'd imagine it would be just fine. But if you're like transgender and you're in the state of Texas and that stuff, it would be considered like a felony. And Governor Abott is he wants to forget about the existence of transgender kids. This is absolutely one of the most cruelest orders that that has been passed. Now, I mean, the gun violence situation is actually much worse. The kids that died in the Rob Elementary School is worse, but I think that the most worst thing that people can do is absolutely forget about pretend like people just don't exist. It's actually one of the most cruel things that you could ever do. I mean, don't get me wrong. The gun violence over there in Uvalde, Texas is very, bad. But, you know, you know, just, trying to ignore the existence of certain people is actually even worse. And that's what Governor Abott is doing since this order's been in place, which allows the governor and I believe it would be his team or whatever to not recognize the existence of transgender kids. And this is absolutely one of the most cruel things. That says it's like over and over again. But you get my point. Do you know how sad it is to actually, not have the government actually be able to recognize that you exist, regardless of whether you're transgender, you're bi, or you're just straight and you don't have any like LGBTQ in you, or I mean, could you imagine what it'd be like for the government to not recognize you as just a human being and, categorize you as an, hey, yeah, we don't even, look at transgender kids as, human beings. Would you really appreciate somebody saying that to you and, not looking at you just a human being? I mean, being trans and being, bi and homosexual. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You're a human being. Everybody deserves to be treated equally. If a transgender kid needs to go seek medical treatment and that stuff, he or she should be free to do so. Regardless of them being transgender. Alright? Now, do you appreciate a governor, let's say, for example, the order that's been passed in Texas. Yeah. The government doesn't look on you in Texas because you're transgender, and they refuse to recognize that you exist, and you can't seek medical treatment because, oh, hey, you're trans. You can't get medical treatment. The government doesn't allow that. And if the parents want to give the transgender kid their treatment by a medical doctor and that stuff, it should be considered, what, a felony to Texas law now? That you can't go to... that you can't seek medical help just because you're trans? I mean, it's obviously sick. Obviously, transgender people are human beings, okay? We all need to go to, the doctor to get medical help. If we got health problems and that stuff, then yeah, we should be able to get help. It should not be a felony to actually seek medical treatment from a doctor, no matter who you are. Alright? That is an absolute cruel thing that any government can do, and that is not recognize you as a human being because you're trans, or because you're bi, or whatever the case is. You're a human being. You should be able to seek medical help from a doctor if you have any kind of health problems. Alright? There isn't, because you're this and this and that stuff, you can't seek medical help because, by order of, Texas law, it's illegal for transgender kids to actually get, medical help from a doctor because our government, Gregg Abott in the state of Texas, refuses to recognize your existence, and, the parents would have a problem with that. A real big problem. And you know why they would have a big problem with, that? Well, because Gregg Abott is making stupid decisions, and he's not allowing the parents to actually give their transgender kids the treatment that they need to actually treat their health issues. That's the kind of thing parents are going to be disgusted with. And what they want to do is they want to move out of the state of Texas so that it's no longer illegal for their transgender kid to actually seek help from a medical doctor. Because the one thing that parents are going to be facing if they try to get the transgender kid in the state of Texas medical help, it's going to be jail time. Because apparently in Texas, it's illegal now for transgender kids to actually get medical help. This is absolutely one of the cruelest orders, and this order says it is child abuse to take a transgender kid to the doctor, when actually the order itself is actually transgender, or actually child abuse. Gregg Abott's order is absolute child abuse. Since he doesn't want to recognize the existence of transgender kids, this order that's been put in place in the state of Texas is absolute child abuse. And Gregg Abott needs to... I would vote to actually impeach him. And when people start getting, furious with him over this order that he passed and that stuff, Gregg Abott's going to be facing some impeachment pressure, and it's just not going to look good on him. So even if he does face impeachment pressure to actually step down, then that's what's going to have to happen. And if it does happen, I would be happy if it did so. Because Gregg Abott is absolutely sick. He's an incompetent governor, and a governor is supposed to protect the people. And Gregg Abott is doing the complete opposite. Especially when it comes to hardening schools. Gregg Abott is doing nothing about security. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked what was said here, please comment, like, and subscribe to the channel, Charles Morse. And until my next video, Gregg Abott is absolutely one of the most disgusting governors in the state of Texas. This is Charles Morse. Have a good day. I will see you all in the next video.